happy. Oh, I'm going to get a good filter on here. Make us look young. Just a second. Oh, that's not it. So guess what? Oh, here, this one's a good one. Oh, there I am. 10 years younger. So guess what? Today it's our 10th wedding anniversary day. Yeah, 10 years. 10 years have flown by. Yes, I'm waiting for John. He's still in the bathroom. Yeah. So, how did we make 10 years? Amazing. Okay, let's give you a little background, both of us. We've both been divorced. How long was your first marriage?
5 years.
5 years. And my first marriage was, I guess it was a total of 5 years. And I had a kid from my marriage. John was his university sweetheart. Right, babe? You can correct me.
I'll correct you.
So background on us. So we've both been married before. John has a stepdaughter. It's my daughter from my first marriage. We have 2 children together. Katya and Lucas. We had them back to back. I was 39 and 41. So as soon as Katya came out and she got shunned by, or I don't know what happened. Tamsin like slammed the door in her face one day, and I was like, "That's it. We need to have another kid right now."
We had a kid right away. Like we didn't.
We did.
That was the plan.
Well, first it was like, maybe we can have the 2 kids and be like, but it was just like Tamsin was 8 years old and Katya it was just like 2 worlds apart. I'm like, we're not going to have 2 single kids, if you know what I mean. Like they're just single, they're by themselves. So yeah, we didn't have any problems with that. Lots of cats over there. And then, so it was late in life. I don't know, it wasn't late in life. I guess 40 is the new 30. So everybody's having kids in their 40s.
Well, 39, 40.
Yeah, 41. So I popped the last one out. And I'm so glad I did, because our kids are amazing. And that makes half of our battle easy. Well, okay, so they weren't always amazing. They were, until we got the discipline down. And now they're amazing. Now they're older.
Well, they're good. No kid is perfect.
No, they both had a little tan.
Bringing up children is never perfect.
I guess it's how you bring them up is how they turn out in the long run, really.
It's how you work together as a couple to bring them up, right?
Yes, that's true. We do have to be on the same page. Sometimes we have not been on the same page.
Well, sometimes women are the only ones that bring up their kids and tell the husband what to do. But I've never been really like that. So we both have our own opinion, and we're strong in our own opinion on how to bring up kids, so we have to compromise a bit.
I think we've been doing pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah.
We bring strengths in different areas, and we kind of meet in between.
We're good mentors for our children, which is important. And so fast forward. Oh yeah, so we've both been married, and we both knew each other before we got together. Back in 2000, when I was with my first husband, and we all used to mountain bike together and trail run together and adventure race together. So we all knew each other. We all hung out together. And at the time, John was dating someone, and she was...
This is a whole story?
Well, just a little brief. I mean, like, we're never going to do this again. Maybe like in 10 years. But so, John was dating someone who's in the big circle, the train, the whole group. And so it was just kind of like that so
Sylvie was very early off a divorce.
Yeah. Well, see,
and her husband was my training mate, my best training mate.
Nothing was going on back then, just so you know.
You want the story?
Well, yeah, because he was with someone, I was with somebody. We're not like that. I don't think we're looking at each other that way. Maybe like, it's kind of cute. But, and then I got divorced. Oh, yeah, no. So here's the story, too. So we were all friends, and we were all the whole group of us was looking at moving to Chelsea. John was the first one who went and bought a house. So we're all like, oh my God, that's so cool. So we all go to his place and leave from his place and train from his place. And then my husband at the time and I found a house, which is the one we're sitting in. And then other couples started to migrate and buy places in Chelsea. So then we were all in Chelsea. And then we divorced and I took over my house because I said, like, you're not taken my house, and John still had his, and everybody else kind of divorced afterwards. It was kind of weird. But I was a single mom for a while, and I had a spinning studio, and John would go train there. Right, my early morning boot camps. And he never listened to my instruction, by the way. and then so then we got together at we saw each other at we raced together.
I went to your boot camps closer to when we started dating, right?
That's true.
I had raced with Sylvie. I knew that Sylvie was an extremely strong racer, and I was into racing, and I needed females who are willing to do 5 to 10 day races are very hard to find. I hadn't found I had yet to find a really full team. And I brought Sylvie in, and we had, if it wasn't for that race, who knows, we might have met earlier, but that race probably was a good part of our relationship because it didn't end well because I didn't finish, and she was a little upset with me, and so 2 years later,
to say the least, I didn't talk to him for 2 years.
So 2 years later, we finally, I don't know.
We saw each other at a social, like an adventure racing social with all of our friends, and that's when he was he and his girlfriend were breaking up.
So then I started to do boot camps, I think.
Oh, I think it was before that, but maybe. No, I think he did boot camps before we raced. Anyways, I had my studio for 5 years, and in that time he was in there boot camping it with me.
So that's the story.
That's kind of a story. And then here, this is the best part. This is how we got together. And I love telling the story because John is big into golf. He's a really, really good golfer. Okay. And I was kind of seeing this guy. He kind of played golf, and I wanted to impress him. So you guys will like this. So I started taking golf lessons, and I knew John was a golfer, and I was and I saw him at the party, and that was kind of the same year that we got together. So that summer, I'm dating this guy. I'm trying to impress him with golf. And I phoned John, and this is in August 2008. And I said, hey, do you think you could help me with some golf lessons or golf tips? And he said yes. And so we met up at a golfing range. And I hadn't seen him in a long time, a year, right? I just hadn't really seen him. He shows up with this really nice car. He really leveled himself up from the last time, he was hey, so that was so it got my attention. And then we did some golf, and then we went and played 9 holes, and then we had supper, and then I went back to his place, and then that was it. End of story.
Well, that was kind of a friend's date. We didn't. The first real date was at the Nordic Spa.
Yeah. So funny story.
Where the first kiss happened.
Yeah, that's right. We were hoping. So back to that time. So that's it. The other guy didn't exist. We just. And then, and then we went, and before that, so John is a really good woodsman. Okay, so ladies, I don't know if this turns you on, but a guy who's handy and strong, and he was over at my friend's place chopping some wood for me. Chopping wood. I'm just telling you, hands down, that was another one. And then we went out to the Nordic Spa, which we were supposed to go today, but they freaking closed it because of damn COVID. Now what are we going to do? We can't do anything. No restaurants open. I think I'm just going to go work out and go back to sleep. Because we took the day off. Back to bed. Which is not so bad. But anyways, the Nordic Spa, we spent all day there, and that was that we actually closed the place. They asked us to leave. And that's when it happened. Finally happened in the parking lot. And now we're here. It's 10 years. So we've traveled, we've had kids. Back then I told him, you ever find that person, you just that's it. We're going to, grow old together and die in our arms and stuff. And, that's what I felt about John. I said, I look forward to living a full life together. And 10 years has passed super fast. I mean, of course it's meant kids, young kids. I did a lot of fitness competitions. John did races. I was cycling racing at the same time, having kids, doing all that stuff, and having the studio. And now the next 10 years looks a whole lot different from these years. So it's kind of looking forward to what's the next 10 years going to look like, right? I think it's going to be a lot about our businesses and getting the kids ready for school. And I think just growing into our own personalities and together and building our
Well,
What do
yeah.
you think, babe?
Well, everybody, there's different stages in life. Everybody has a different stage, and
That's right.
you can't just do the same thing, or naturally just fall into different. Every 7, every 10 years, I don't know. So
I think it's 5, 10. People don't make it. If you don't make it, it's like a business. If you don't, you got to make it to year 5. If you don't make it to year 5, you get divorced, right? 5 years, 5 years. Now the next stage is 10. And won't lie, COVID was, tough, really tough. And I'm sure it was tough on a lot of people, but it just makes us stronger because, we had to really sit down and talk things over together. And communication is huge. And I'm not going to say that I'm really good at communicating because I'm not. and the thing is that I own it and I know it and John knows it and I'm working on it. So, I didn't grow up in such a loving family and no communication. So it has carried on with me, right? Like everything, we were designed from our childhood to adulthood. And basically, if you're wondering why you're the way you are, just take a good look back. That's where it started. So I think personal growth is going to be huge in the next 10 years. And I look forward to us growing together. And just, we have so many great things that, we're planning on doing. It just makes me want to cry. But big things we're looking forward to our 60s when the kids are out of the house.
60s.
60s. So the next 10 years is all about staying young and healthy for me. Young and healthy. And then we're going to tackle the 60s when the kids are out. And that's going to be a whole different. We'll come back in 10 years. We'll pull this up and then we'll do one in 5 years, which is kind of where we're kind of want to retire. But actually, we're going to retire at 60 because we're going to work our asses off for the the golden years of 25. Where we get to travel and not have our house and things like that. But anyways, got to get the work out, and I think I might have a nap after. I worked late last night, so I don't have to touch my computer today. So you might see more videos like this. We were going to go hiking, but it's fucking raining outside, and we can't do anything else. So we might just have to stay in bed and have sex.
A few times.
Anyways, I gotta go downstairs and work my booty. But 10 years, 10 years strong. We're still looking at each other, taking care of each other, right? Yeah. Listen to that cat. Fuck. You ever pick up a cat like that? Took a long time to love that cat, right? Oh. Maybe we'll clean our house. No. All right. Have a good Wednesday. Oop.
Oh, he's been out.
He has been out. How do I turn this off? Sorry, guys. To get out of here. Oh my gosh. I don't know how to end this. Oh, finish.